Well, here we are. It's a Saturday yet again. These seem to come around about every 7 days or so. And yet, as we reflect on this weekend, thinking back some 2,000 years ago, there was another Saturday where Jesus Christ, the King of the Jews, laid in a tomb. Jesus had been crucified. He had been hung on a tree for everyone to see. And then after he died, he was wrapped up and placed in this tomb. And so as we think about this, I also want to direct your attention to some other kings who had been hung on a tree and placed in a tomb. This comes from Joshua during the conquest of Canaan. There were 5 kings, actually. The king of Jerusalem, Hebron, Jarmuth, Lachish, and Eglon. And all 5 of these kings God had given into the hand of Joshua. And it says here that afterward Joshua struck them and put them to death, and he hanged them on 5 trees. And they hung on the trees until evening. But at the time of the going down of the sun, Joshua commanded, and they took them down from the trees and threw them into the cave where they had hidden themselves. And they set large stones against the mouth of the cave, which remain there to this very day. So you've got 5 kings who were slain. They were put to death, just as Jesus. They were hung on a tree, just as Jesus. They were thrown into a cave or a tomb, just as Jesus. And yet the difference here, while the similarities are striking, makes all the difference, right? This is huge. This is significant because the author of Joshua says, those stones that we put in front of the tomb, they're still there to this day. And yet we know the reality is that the stone that was rolled in front of the tomb where Jesus lay, where the King of the Jews lay, was gone the next morning. It had been rolled away and the tomb was empty. Jesus no longer laid in the tomb dead, but he rose again. And so we celebrate that this weekend. And as you look forward to worshiping tomorrow, I hope that this will help you get into that mindset of worship, that Jesus, the King of the Jews, is the King of all kings. There is no king like Jesus. And therefore, he is worthy of all of our adoration and praise. And so I just want to invite you, if perhaps you don't have a church where you can go to worship Jesus tomorrow, that you would consider our church, Parsons Baptist Church, that you would tune in online to our Facebook live stream, or perhaps even drive up to the church and join us in the parking lot for our services tomorrow. Breakfast at 9, service at 10 o'clock. Hope you have a wonderful Easter weekend.